Hi, everybody. We're doing similarities. I'm going to cover similarity ratio, P1 and P2 similarity statements. All right, so let's take a look at some problems here. So from the top. So P1 similarity is just looking at the different objects, different shapes, that is. Look at the triangles in this case. The similarity ratio of GHI to VWX is the ratio between the side lengths. Okay, so looking at those triangles, we figure out that triangle GHI and the corresponding side length VWX. So the similarity ratio is going to be 2/8, which is going to be reduced down to 1/4. So then in our box down there, we just do 1/4. I found a different side, so we found that the 2 and the 8. We're looking for the bottom side, the smaller side, IG and VX. You actually find the same thing too. So that would be 1/4, which would be 1/4. All right, let's take a look at another one. All right, let's look at this one here. What is the similarity ratio of those two? Simplify your answer, right, as a proper fraction in proper form. Okay, so let me get my pen out. Okay, so we're looking at these different sides. Each side is the same length as these sides over here. So this is just basically going to be a fraction of here. It's going to be 6/24, which is going to reduce down to 1/4. Okay, so I'll just make sure we're reducing them down. Okay, so starting with this first side, so the QRST will be on top, and then the bottom will be WXYZ, and whichever two sides you pick. So for example, we pick TS equals 6, and then here we have ZY is going to be equal to 24. So 6/24 down to 1/4. Okay, so that's just the process of that. All right, this third one we're looking at here are going to be these two isosceles quadrilaterals. Let's take a look at those. Excuse me, my isosceles trapezoids. So there's two trapezoids right here. We're going to find the proper fraction and proper fraction whole number. All right, so here if we look at, I'm looking at my smallest numbers. So we have 18, and then this is 6. So we have GH, for example, so it's why don't we look at these two sides. So GH and WV, why did I choose those? Well, the bottom GF is going to be congruent to XW, so then also the next side would be GH be equal to WV, right? So GH is 18 over WV, because we're looking for the ratio, and then that's going to subtract down, or reduce down, excuse me, to 3/1, which is going to give us 3. All right, similarity ratios of these two. So they're all the sides are the same. So this one is just going to be 5/20, which is going to be equal to 1/4. Let me clean that up. All right, so just make sure you divide both sides by 4 to reduce it down to make it 1/4. All right, so that's pretty much it for that first section. Now let's move on to P2, which is going to be similarity statements. The two polygons are similar, and then we're just trying to find which sides are corresponding, basically, just completing the similarity statement. All right, so let's look at this one here. So starting with E, and then it's going to F. This side right there would be the same as this side. So that's 3. This side would be the same. So this is E, F, G, H. Okay, let's come over here. So E is going to be corresponding with UTSR. So U, T would be 9. And then next missing side would be 3. So this would be UTSR. Number 2, polygons are similar if and only if the corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding sides are proportional. Okay, so these are all proportional here. So you got 3 over 9 is equal to 1 over 3. Okay, so I'm looking, for example, GH. So GH would be 3. And then the top right there would be UT is 9. And then the next side I'm looking at is HE, for example, and TS. That's going to be 3. So 1 over 3. So those are similar and corresponding angles, all 90-degree angles. So break that down a little bit more. For that first rectangle, the opposite sides are congruent. So EF, right here, and GH right there, and then HE, GF, okay, and then so on. So I'll have this in the notes. It really breaks it down. So angle E is congruent to angle U, F is congruent to angle T, etc. All right, so looking at the proportions here, they're all going to be reduced down to 1/3. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, are these two polygons similar? Complete the similarity statement. So just find which sides are the same. And this one is going to be EF, CD. So the VW right there is 2. EF right here is 4. And then my next side is FC. Excuse me. WX. So WX right there would be 1. And then on this one, FC would be 2. And the next side here, XY right there. Remember, these are going to be the same. These will be the same. And these two sides will be the same. Okay, so our other missing side would be 4. So our two sides there would be 2 4. So they're all going to be reduced down to 1/3. So this would be our answer right there. All right, triangles. Okay, looking at triangles here. Are these triangles similar? Let's look at the angles here. Okay, 72 degrees there. S and Z. Okay. R 59, X 59. So this one right here is going to start with an X because this one is starting with R right there. Okay, then it's going to S, excuse me. And then so this one right here, 59, is going to go to the biggest angle right there, which is going to be Z. And then that's just going to leave me with Y. Okay. So angle X is congruent with angle R. Oop. Let me just get rid of that. All right, if I match all these up, so you got R 59, S 72, and then finally T be 49, and then it's going to be the same for these right there, 49. Second term is 72, and the last one right there is 59. Okay. All right, 2 polygons below are similar, and then we're going to complete the similarity on this one as well. So looking at it, we got W is, so this is all 9-degree angles, okay? So W to X is this one right here, which is gonna be 28. And then this side right there would be 7. This missing side there would be 16. This one would be 4. And then we're moving here, it's Y to Z would be 7. So this one right here, F, I, H, G, okay. And then lastly, I'm gonna write as, actually find the similarity ratio, okay. So I'm looking at 28 over 7, which is gonna reduce down to 4 over 1. Let's look at another side. So what about XY? XY similar to IH. XY is 16. IH is 4. 16 over 4 is going to reduce down to 4 over 1. Okay, so this is actually just going to be 4 as our, you don't have to, you can get rid of the 1 on the bottom. It'll just be 4. All right. All right, so two-parter. So we skipped ahead to the next difficulty. Are the polygons below similar? All right. So if I look at my ratios, so I got 4 over 6. I have my two smaller numbers, that's 2/3. And then I have 12 and 18 for my other sides. That's also going to be 2/3. So those are going to be similar. So that's going to be a yes. Okay. So after we answered that, we're going to have to complete the similarity statement. And this one is going to be XU V W. Let's see why. So E, starting out here, the F is going to be 4. X to U, 6. Since they're both missing right there. Then I got my big side right there, which is my UV. So UV right there, which is the same as FG, right? FG. And then we have GH is 4, VW is 6. And then my last side right here, everything's going to correspond the same. That's going to be 18. So those two sides are going to be the same as well. And that should be my answer on that one. All right, and that'll be it for those sections.